movie, not a crime thriller. And it's a lot shorter. It's an hour and 28 minutes long. And it's Dolph Lundgren in The Killing Machine. And please, of YouTube, don't flag me for this. He has a gun on the cover. No one is safe. Yeah, I haven't seen this movie in a while. I haven't done this one, so let's get started. It's an Anchor Bay release from 2010, filmed in Canada. It's been a while since I've done a Dolph Lundgren movie. I haven't done one in months. There he is. It starts with him. It is. Yeah, Dolph did some bad movies, but this is not one of his bad films. He did way better movies than Steven Seagal, that's for sure, recently. Movie's pretty brutal. Way more violent than Reindeer Games. Yeah, some strong bloody action language and some sensuality. Sexuality. Cinetel Films, yeah. Dolph Lundgren is... This also had another name, Icarus, The Killing Machine. And I think in other countries it was called Icarus. Stephanie Von Fetten. Samantha Ferris. Sounds like Drowning Pool or, yeah. David Lewis. Lindsay Waxwell. John Tetch. See, it's not hard to do a podcast. Show your face, get a movie, and go. Bo Svensson. Yep. Love that kind of music. Yeah, I hear it a lot. Visual effects. Exile visual effects. Wait, I gotta eat something. The score is really good. The soundtrack. See, Dolph does a lot of films that are hidden. You have to see them on streaming. I recommend a lot of his films because he's a good actor, a good martial artist, and he can direct too. Did he direct this one? No. Yeah, he did. He didn't write it though. He just directed it. Written by Raul Sanchez Ingles. He wrote it. There he is. Directed by Dolph Lundgren himself. Yep. Want something done? Do it yourself. 5 days earlier. This is before John Wick, by the way. This was 2010. The first John Wick was 10 years ago. In 20... Hello, a beautiful creature. Ah, the female body is a work of art, man. It really is. Again, remember women's sexual energy. Hold on. You don't have a water bottle for you? Yeah, I gotta go get one. We all need to. Yeah, these older guys are usually with a younger woman. Yeah, I'm all for it as long as it's consensual. Hong Kong. Yeah, they call him Icarus in the movie. I guess it's a code name, right? Edward Gen, yeah, is his name, but he's an infamous KGB trained assassin known as Icarus. Mm-hmm. Mm. Hello, sexual guy. Good afternoon. It's underrated. It is. Dolph's done. There's been actors that done worse movies than this, like Liam Hemsworth. At least Dolph can act, unlike Liam Hemsworth, and he's not running like this. There's some subtitles, a little bit in the movie. It's not very long. This movie's like 30 minutes shorter uh than Reindeer Games. This has more action though, because it's shorter. They have to do more action and less talking about a heist. There's no heist in this. Yep, there it is. Splattered your brains all over the wall of the elevator. And unlike Fast and the Furious, this is not a cartoon. It's dead serious. There's barely any jokes in the movie either. Yeah, he has a silencer, which is a silent gun. You don't. It doesn't make a lot of noise. It doesn't go. Psh. It's like pew pew. Yeah. And he's wearing gloves, so no fingerprints. It's an awesome action scene, and Jaws knows how to shoot a film. He made choices here. Yeah, gotcha. It's a little shaky cam, but it's not too much of it. It's not Taken 2, 3, or Colombiana or Transporter 3, where I could barely see the action because it's shot horribly. Oh, they ripped the side of his cheek. Damn. Yep, gotcha. He was the Punisher. He was the first actor to play the Punisher in a film. It was Dolph, and then it was Thomas Jane, and then, of course, the late Ray Stevenson. And then you had John Bernthal, who did it in the Netflix series. Today's your lucky day. Dolph is still a good actor, even to this day. He's older now, but, could still act. And I want to meet him at Comic-Con one day. Not to sign this, but one of his other films, like The Expendables or Master Universe, because I love that movie. I don't care how dumb it is. I grew up with that movie. That was the He-Man movie of my childhood, because there was no animated He-Man movie in the theater. It's mostly been a bunch of Netflix shows with other girls in it, too. I love petite women. The Wolf Bar. A brunette with tattoos on her hair, on her arm. It's like Luna Loud if she had tattoos. This is a really underrated movie. Yeah, I rented this movie at Blockbuster before it closed, and I was like, "This is actually pretty good. I like this." Because back in the 2000s and the 2010s, I would rent movies at Blockbuster because even in the 90s, because I wanted to see if the movie was worth owning, digitally or physically, and this one was. Excuse me. There's a lot of dander in this room. I also have to wash my pillow because it has dust mites. And look who it is, David Lewis. Yeah, he's a good voice actor. He was Crocker in the Fairly Odd Parents movies, the live action movies. Grow Up, Timmy Turner, the Christmas one, and the summer movie. There's a spot on impression of Carlos Azariqua's voice in the show. It's a good Canadian actor. I like him. It's a good actor, and he's not doing the fairies. He's not doing that voice. He just sounds normal here. Dolph is from Sweden, but no Swedish accent because he was mostly brought up here. He did a lot of his movies here in the States and in Canada. We're about 60 minutes in. I know when an action movie bores me, when there's not action for like an hour. You know, like Mission Impossible 2. You saw how much I struggled to sit through that movie last year. It was so boring. Dead Reckoning Part 1, aka, 7, was at least the action was good. At least it was there. Look at that hair, that dark raven hair. Me neither. Hmm. Yeah, I know. Russian or Ukrainian? I don't know. Does it say Russian or? Yeah, Russian mob. Yeah, so they're Russians because Ukrainians are similar, but they're a smaller country. Ukraine is a much smaller country than Russia. Russia's massive. Dolph did a DC movie. He was in the first Aquaman, and I think he was briefly in Aquaman 2, but he was definitely in the first one. He played a Russian in, Ivan Drago in Rocky 4. You promise? Yeah. Well, at least that guy's accent is still better than Yelena's. There's a reason why uh, Florence hasn't done another action movie because Thunderbolts is not going to be. It's not going to be horrible because Eternals is still the worst MCU movie I had to sit through, but it's not going to be one of my top 5 of next year. I can assure you of that. Look at those deadly eyes. Like, Dolph has some of the scariest blue eyes I've ever seen on a man that tall. Really does, and he's not really, an angry person. He's actually pretty chill. I heard from people that met him at Comic Con or any convention, martial arts convention or whatever, that he's super chill. Yep, he's a sharpshooter. That's a nice shot. It's very standard. There's nothing like, that's breaking the mold. I mean, Expendables is a better movie, but that's only because it was in theaters. And it had a massive cast of action stars from past and present. Dolph, I always enjoy his films, even the bad ones. He's never the problem. It's usually the writing, the effects, or the bad action. Like Expendables 3 and 4 are not his fault. Hmm. She looks like a chubbier version of Karen Gillan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Before she got pregnant, by the way. Graham. She was doing Doctor Who at that time in 2010. Does look like her, yeah. There he is, shirtless. Yep, again, flashbacks. It's like the scene in Avengers when Cap is punching the bag. There's a penguin toy. Wow, he's invisible to her. Women don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear excuses, especially next year. Next year is not a leap year. hmm Is the volume up? Yeah, let me put it up. There we go. So you guys can hear me. Because I'm not streaming this on my phone. I'm streaming this on my this movie on DVD. No, Hot Topic, don't care. Get out of the way. We're 24 minutes in. Hmm. Yeah, I know. I've heard that one before. Yeah, that's that penguin toy is cute. I'll talk to her later. You know how kids are. That's a good question. Kids want to feel secure and that their dad is and mom is always there for them. I could take this hat off. I don't have to wear it for every podcast because this is not a Christmas movie and I'm getting a headache. So I'm going to just take it off for now. Sometimes life isn't fair. That's cute. To daddy. Hmm. I'm a KGB trained assassin. People can't say that now because they'll get scared. Some bad people have to get what's coming to them. Sometimes. Airport way. Mm, you know. I remember cell phones back then. Semi-automatics. Hmm. He survived, or there wouldn't be a movie. Nope, got him by the neck. And plus, Dolph is still a better action star than Henry Cavill. That's why Cavill's career's it's not taking off. Sorry, guys. He's getting work. He's just not hitting any home. It's not it's a swing and a miss. Dolph's been doing this for a lot longer and better, in my opinion. Oh man, see, they blew it up. See, they killed April. 32 minutes into the film. That is heartbreaking. Dolph C proves that he can act. He's all banged up and he's still. The nanny is taking Taylor to your house. All right, April. So April's dead, but not the little girl. Yeah, see, he cares about that little girl. It's like Liam Neeson in Taken, and his girl is not a little girl; she's a teeny bopper. It's an underrated movie. I don't think it's as bad as critics say it is. They just wanted something deep, and I'm like, it's a Dolph Lundgren movie from the 2010s. You're not getting John Wick here, or Mission Impossible Fallout, or Dead Reckoning Part One, and those have flaws too. Hey Spidey, nice for watching The Killing Machine. It looks like Liam Neeson's taken it. Reminds me of it, except it's a little girl, not a, and she's not abducted. Dolph is a believable killing machine in this movie. That's why they call it that. Gotcha. I haven't done Taken because I don't have the DVD for Taken. I only have the Blu-ray. Yep, gotcha. Surprise. A father, what he won't do is to protect his family. Remember Hugh Jackman in Prisoners? Ooh, that was an intense performance. He scared me in that because he was looking for the two daughters, and I'm like, yeah, it's shocking. It's like that movie is really dark. The lengths he goes. Oh, that is a really brutal death, man. He put a guy's head through a dumbbell. You know how much pressure you would have to do to that happen? Yeah, a lot. You could smash a person's face open. Jeez. I think the story is easy to follow, and it's like Taken, but this came out after Taken, and it's way more violent because Taken was PG-13. They had to tone down Taken so it didn't get an R rating because it would have hurt the box office at the time. He's hot wiring it. Mm-hmm. I could do that one next, either tomorrow or Wednesday. The uh, Lego Batman, the Family Matters. I haven't done that one yet. There we go. We know. Has heart. This movie, surprisingly, for how dark it is and violent, it has a lot of heart. And you believe Dolph as this father that will do anything to keep his or his daughter safe. I feel that. Yeah, you don't want to cross. You don't want Dolph to go all Ivan Drago on you. Unlike Lethal Weapon 4, this movie doesn't overstay its welcome. Yeah, it's under 2 hours. It gets in and out at under 90 minutes, which is how you do it. Dolph knows not to extend the movie to over 2 hours. Sometimes 2 hours is enough or less. It's a really good stunt work here. And practical squibs. Of course the bartender's gonna get shot. She's not the main girl of the movie. It is an action movie. You're gonna have blood in there. Yeah, he's an assassin. There we go. He's an assassin. He has to do what he has to do to keep the people he cares about safe. They're not really cops. They're Russian. See, this movie, people do die in this film. They don't sugarcoat it. This is just like in Peppermint, you know, how dark it is. That's what Josh didn't like about it. It's like, I don't like that they killed her family. It's like a John Wick with a woman. And it was fine. I don't think the movie's that bad. Critics just hated on it, and they hated on Jennifer Garner's performance. I think it's good. I think it's a good performance. And also Kami Fleming, this is her when she was a little girl. She's not a little girl anymore. She's going to be 18 next year. That means legal. Yep, that's right, Dolph. Show him who's boss. Hey, Josh. We're about halfway through the movie. And Dolph is not a superhero here. He does get hurt. Vulnerability. Because action stars that never get hurt, like Steven Seagal or whatever, yeah, they try to make them superhuman. And unless they're a Marvel or DC character, I don't buy them being superhuman. Sorry. Hold on. It's having a flashback. I keep my cell phone in a GoPro bag so it's safe. Because I don't want to crack this thing. It's got one dent right here, but you can't see it. My screen is perfectly safe. If the screen is not cracked, scratched, or anything else. And I'm not going to let my new niece touch this thing. I'm going to take a picture from her from a distance so this thing stays safe. Got to get a picture of my new niece in April next year. That's when she's coming. Never heard of this one? Well, you should hear. See, Eva doing a movie like this, or Caitlin? Yes, with intensity. Excuse me. Tired. I got up early this morning, but after this podcast, I'm going to take a nap later. So, Caitlyn can be intense. Yeah, I've seen it. No one will save you. She's running away from that institution. I get it. Oh, no one will save you. That was with the alien. Short Term 12. Yeah, that was directed by the same guy that did Shang-Chi and got Brie Larson her start in starring in her own movies. But in an action film or thriller can be intense, yeah. Some women, they're drama queens. They can't take, oh my god, my husband is an assassin. And at least the people in this movie can act. Most of them. They show emotion, they show your vulnerability, they show that they can feel things. They're not robots or zombies or coked out of their brains. I like to see people's humanity. It's what makes us humans and not plants or vegetables. That's right, hair. Always touch the hair. It's the best thing about a woman's head. Hmm. I do have a lot of humanity. I mean, I could show it more. But Caitlyn can also be sexy too, as a by yeah, or Adam Eve, or Eva as an assassin with her voice. I would prefer Eva as like a Sailor Moon type superhero or something like that, because she has a sweet voice, like they try to do with Borderlands, except do it better. We all do. Let me just rest my feet. I don't want to fall asleep. Yeah, that's much better. She looks like T. Leone a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is his exposition, but it's done quick. It's not 5 minutes. That would be cute if Eva was a Sailor Moon type character. I do try. I can get too much with it. Most girls will be fine with guys being an assassin, like a John Wick, except done shorter. The first John Wick was only an hour and 40 minutes. Why did the sequels get twice as long? I don't know. They think longer means better. No, shorter means better. The second one was about 2 hours, but then three and four they're a little bit too long, especially four. Four was like, oh my god, just end already, please. Do one story, not four, guys. One, not four. It's like Spider Verse. Focus on one major character, not 40, because we get it. There's a lot of Easter eggs. That's what's going to work in Sonic 3. It's Sonic versus Shadow. That's the main plot of the story. Dolph proved that he can act in this movie. That's crying scene in the van when April dies, it's heartfelt. I didn't. It doesn't make me cry because I saw this movie already, and April was not the main girl. We're almost done. We're 52 minutes in. Shorter doesn't always mean better. In an action film, it does. You don't need an action film to. They're probably saving Amy for Sonic 4. It's a little surprising the film. I've seen a few Dolph films. Command Performance got better for me. Yeah, I like it better than this one because it's a little bit lighter, even though it's violent. And the lead girl in that is smoking hot. She's also Canadian. Like, I have to take the hat off because this is not a Christmas movie. So wearing the hat for this movie kind of, it's not that it doesn't make sense. It's December 2nd. Can put off a singer at a concert? Yeah, she can because Salika did it. In my live stream, I do show laughter, passion, anger, empathy, and I over here or something. Mm-hmm. A dead dog. Don't worry, no animals were harmed. It's not a real dog. It's a stuffed toy. They don't harm animals in Canada. That I know for sure. Not in films or TV shows, because then people will complain about it. Yep, a lot of dead bodies in this movie. It's got a body count, all right. Just like Shoot 'Em Up, and that was one of my most fun commentaries I did a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Even the girls are dead. Yeah. In a live stream, as much as people will laugh, I can cry a little. I have to cry. Salika and Avantika, yeah, they're close. Well, she's older than Avantika by like a decade, but they're both gorgeous Asian girls. Indian. Mm-hmm. Oof. The, the families reunited. know. I gotta see if they have any Cyber Monday deals after this. Mm-hmm. That little girl must be like a teenager now, because this was 2010, so 14 years later, she must be like late teens, early 20s, depending on how young she is. Revenge of the Sith, I almost cried during my lifetime. I did, because I love Natalie Portman so much. Every time she dies in a movie, it affects me, Josh. Lexi could be about. I wanted Lexi to be Supergirl. You know that. That was my fan casting. She's the perfect age, physical type. She looks like her. It's just she's tall. That's all. She would be a taller Supergirl, like Melissa Benoist. Sure, there's other DC or Marvel characters for Lexi. Yeah, there is. She could be Wonder Girl. That's a blonde girl that has a lot of promise. That could be a substitute. I'll take that one. They haven't cast her yet. This is an awesome scene. That's right. Yep. Yep. Shotgun. Also, she's a villain. Yeah. Because she's not the wife. They're opening fire in a farmhouse. This is a good action film. I must say, it's definitely grown on me more over the years, considering how many bad action movies I saw in this decade. Oof. Some horrendously boring, badly edited action films like Vanquish. Oof. Yep. She's working with the Russian mob. Yeah. Didn't see that coming. They have to do Wonder Woman first before they bring in Wonder Woman. That could also be Caitlyn, or the blonde could be Lexi or Lizzie. Yeah. Shoot him in the head. Traitor. Mm-hmm. She did. The film's up. We're an hour and 2 minutes in, so we're almost done. It's a lot of love for that little girl. And a good explosion. A SWAT team. We're going to get a lot of women in the new DCU. Yeah, so especially next year. The scene is a little hard to see because the camera looks a little bit fuzzy. I guess they did that on purpose. A SWAT team showed up. David Lewis, he's back. He was doing Mr. Crocker at this time. That's why he disappears in the film. Because that was in 2011, a year after this movie came out. Icarus, there it is. Alternate alias. Marseille could pull off a Bumblebee. I said it, yeah, the DC character. I wouldn't mind also seeing McKenna in a movie like this. Well, after Ghostbusters, yeah. She's still young. Just like Dean Ambrose. He does, yeah, or John Moxley in AEW. Yeah, it does. It looks like John Moxley. Vadim is an enemy of him. He's a traitor. The truth is a lie. Like I said, the subtitle scenes are not very long. Mm-hmm. A lot of bloodshed in this movie. And there's no joke. See? Dolph doesn't spit off one-liners and is smiling and, winking at the camera. Not this movie. This movie is taken dead serious. Just mute this part for now. And there. It was a flashback. Really? I could also see someone like myself with my skin color pulling this off with a girl. She's wearing headphones. Gwenpool could be fun. Yeah, I want to see Gwenpool because now that Deadpool made $1 billion, yeah, we're going to see more of this. Way more. Because $1 billion means they're going to do a sequel or a spin-off or a Disney Plus show. Because there's a lot of other pools out there. This is the third act of the film already. Yep, he's on a plane. They're going to have to make changes. That's what a adaptation is. Miles is already close to $1 billion with his franchise, so he's coming next. I'm getting tired. I'm going to just take a nap after this. So I'll post some things on Facebook later. Again, I saw that scene already. This scene, they showed it twice now. There's a couple of flashbacks of this movie. There were way more in G.I. Joe. Looks like I see Gwenpool out a Disney Plus special. Yeah, I said that. Because she's a lot lighter than Deadpool. She's not as violent as him. Some people say she's nuts in the comics, but they could do it in a quirky way without being disrespectful to the source material, but not be too watered down either. They're gonna have to find a balance. It's time for it to do a third act brawl. Like a mix of Amy Rose and Adam Eve, exactly. With some humor. Because all the pools have to have some kind of humor, except for the dog, because the dog is it's a dog. It's an actual animal. With a tongue like this. There's Bo Svensson. Good actor. At least Bo Svensson is a very respectable actor. It's almost done. She is violent, but she's not that crazy. I can see her quirky side. Yeah, no, she's not as violent as Lady Deadpool or Deadpool, because she's wears lighter colors. She wears pink and white, and she wears a different mask and shows her mouth. She's not this figure like Deadpool is. She's doing this because she's kind of inspired in a way, and she's a girl Deadpool without it being a copy. It's something different. She doesn't use swords. Pink and white is cutesy, and I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, Pink is doing wonders for the box office this year and last year, because Princess Peach in the Mario movie, the Barbie movie, and now Wicked, all wearing pink, and it's working. Girls like to see pink in movies. Hmm. 75 minutes in. Yep, time for all to do some hand-to-hand combat. Wow, he crushed that guy's leg. It's an awesome scene, by the way. And see, it's not a lot of CGI, which is good. Keep it grounded. Be a self-contained movie with that doesn't look like a digital bad, direct-to-video film or direct-to-streaming nowadays. Netflix has hundreds of millions of dollars in some of their movies. The CGI is terrible. Here, there's no CGI. It's real cars, real people, real bullets, blood squibs, real makeup effects, not CGI. Yep, that's right. He's going Punisher on him. It's a fun third act, like Commando. The soundtrack and the music and the musical score are really good in the film. There's not a lot of songs in the soundtrack, but the opening song is awesome. Love it. The soundtrack, I think, is better in Shoot 'Em Up. But that was a... Just give the people what they want, and don't give them something they didn't ask for. And get the right tone. Missed. Do you think people play first-person shooters for the story? Not really. They want to grab a gun or a phaser or something and just go to town on villains. That's what that's what those games are all about. Bang, 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 and ask questions later. Yeah, because when I played GoldenEye, I wasn't really watching. I wasn't playing the game for the story. And there's no Brits in this movie, which is a huge plus. Because there's so many action films that they just throw in a Brit because they can, not because they need to. They just. It's an anamorphic widescreen, yeah, which it should be. DVD should never be full screen again. Most movies are widescreen in the theater. They don't sell DVDs anymore that are full screen. They're usually widescreen. Or on Blu-ray and 4K, they're also widescreen, and most digital copies are. I won't do a podcast tomorrow. I need a day of rest. But I'm probably going to watch another movie. Yep, Kablooey. Action movies can be grounded as long as you can have some humor or dumb fun. I did a run. Post about what I will do for a live stream. Yeah, do one this week, Josh. I'm not doing one tomorrow because I need a day of rest. We're 80 minutes in, where the movie's almost over. Tunnel. I have to decide or see what people want to see. Yeah, what I do for a live stream. That's why I asked. Gotcha. Yep, right in the head, man. It's a good shot. And again, there's no CGI in this movie. That's why I haven't done one yet since there's a lot in my collection. Choose one. You don't have to do a franchise, Josh. This isn't a franchise. I like to do one-offs so I don't have to like do 8 movies because that's a lot. That's why I haven't been doing a lot of franchise. I did a lot of DC movies, but movies that are standalone, no sequels, mostly. Just one and done. That's how I like to do things. Like Reindeer Games didn't have a crappy sequel on streaming or in the theaters. It was a one and done. It's not a lot of one-offs in my collection. Well, find one. Apocalypse Now doesn't have a sequel. That's a big gun. And you saw that scar on his face? Dolph walks free. Usually, sometimes in an action movie, they don't walk away. Look at a hobo with a shotgun. I do looking at some, but I know that movie's really long, but again, I've done podcasts that were almost 3 hours too, so, and the movie's almost over, so we're getting to the end. Now they're in South City, Iowa. And that's it. That was Icarus, aka the Killing Machine. See, short and sweet. It was 84 minutes long, so that was nice and short compared to the movie yesterday. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, it's another underrated Dolph Lundgren movie that I did this year. So acknowledge me. I'll see you guys. I'll probably review something tomorrow, but no live stream tomorrow. I need a little break. So thanks for watching, and thanks for joining me in the chat, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.